1. Introduction. My name is Wendy. I am a doctor. My life is very busy. I work many hours every day. I see many patients who need my help. Sometimes I do not get much sleep because of my job. My work is important and I like helping people. But even with a busy life, my heart always thinks about one person. His name is Mike. He is very special to me. I met Mike many years ago. I was younger then, still a student. When I met him, my life changed in a good way. He was a very kind person. He was also very funny, and he always made me laugh. When I was with him, I felt very happy and alive. He was my best friend, and he was also the person I loved deeply. We shared many good times together. We laughed a lot, talked for hours, and helped each other with everything. Our love was strong and simple. We had many dreams for our future together. We talked about them often, late at night. We wanted to build a life together, a happy one. We thought we would always be together. We never imagined that one day we would have to say goodbye to each other. This story is about our love, how it grew, and also about a very hard goodbye. This chapter begins on a sad and important day. It was the day Mike and I had to say goodbye. It was one of the hardest days of my life. My heart felt very heavy, like a big stone inside my chest. I remember that day very clearly, every small detail. It was a day full of mixed feelings. There was deep love, but there was also a lot of sadness and pain. We knew we had to make a difficult choice for our future. This choice would change everything for us both. We stood together, holding hands very tightly. The world around us seemed to stop. All I could see was Mike's face. All I could feel was his hand in mine, warm and strong. We did not want to let go of each other, but deep inside, we knew we had to. This goodbye was not easy, and we hoped it was not forever. But it felt like the end of our world at that moment. It was a moment that stayed with me for a very long time. It shaped my life after that day. This is where our story truly starts, with a difficult goodbye, but it is a story of lasting love and hope. 2. How we met. I remember the day clearly. It was a quiet afternoon at the university library. The big room was full of students, all reading and writing. I had many books open on my table. I was studying hard for my medicine classes. It was a difficult subject, and I spent many hours there. I wanted to be a good doctor. Suddenly, a young man came to my table. He had a kind face and a friendly look. He smiled at me. His smile was very warm, like the morning sun. He asked, "Is this chair free?" He pointed to the empty chair next to mine. I looked up from my books. I smiled back. "Yes, it is free," I said. He sat down and put his own books on the table. He had books about business. His eyes looked bright and full of dreams. We sat quietly for a few minutes. Then he spoke again. "My name is Mike," he said. "What are you studying?" I told him my name was Wendy and I was studying medicine. We started to talk about our studies. He talked about business, and I talked about the human body. It was interesting to hear about different subjects. We found we had many things to talk about. The time passed very quickly. We talked for many hours. We forgot our books and the quiet library. From that day, the library became our special place. We met there almost every day. We always chose the same table. I would often arrive first, and then Mike would come. We shared our coffee breaks. We talked about our classes, our friends, and our plans. He made me laugh often. I felt very happy and comfortable with him. We learned many small things about each other, like our favorite foods and movies. We were different in some ways, but we found many things we liked together. Our friendship grew stronger every day. Soon, it was more than just friendship. We started to share everything. We shared our secrets and our hopes. We shared our worries and our joys. We spent so much time together that we often knew what the other person was thinking. It felt like our hearts were connected. We were two people, but we felt like one. Mike became the most important person in my life. I knew then that I had found someone very special. It was the start of our beautiful love story. 3. Our first years. Our love story began with simple joys. After we met, our days were full of happiness. We spent a lot of time together. Our love was strong and true. It felt very natural. We liked to do many small things. These small moments made our bond grow deeper and stronger every day. We learned a lot about each other. Every evening, after our university classes ended, we often met. Sometimes, we just walked for hours. Our favorite place was a big park near our homes. We loved to walk there when the sun went down. The streetlights came on, making soft, warm lights on the path around us. We held hands tightly, feeling safe and happy together. We talked about everything, our day, our friends, our studies, and our future plans. These walks were very special to us, full of peace and understanding. We also shared a great love for food. As students, we did not have much money, so we often ate cheap pizza. We would buy a large pizza and share it. We sat on a park bench or at a small table in a local shop. We laughed so much while we ate. The pizza always tasted wonderful because we were together. What mattered was our company and the joy we found in simple things. We made every meal feel like a true celebration. We shared many dreams for the future, too. Mike often spoke about his plans after university. He wanted to work in business, and he hoped for big opportunities. He said, "One day, I will travel abroad for my job." He dreamed of seeing new countries and working with different people. His eyes would shine brightly when he talked about this exciting future. I listened carefully to all his hopes and ambitions. I also had big dreams for my own life. I wanted to be a doctor. I told Mike, "One day, I will work in a hospital. I will wear a white coat and help many people." I imagined myself saving lives and making a difference. We both had clear goals for our careers. We talked about these dreams often, encouraging each other. We supported each other fully. We always thought our dreams would bring us closer together. We imagined a future where we both achieved our goals and built a wonderful life side by side. We thought we would always be together. We never once thought that these same dreams, which gave us so much hope, could ever cause us to be apart. We were young and full of hope. Our love felt strong enough to overcome anything. We just lived in the present, enjoying every single moment. Our happiness seemed endless, and we built our future plans together, hand in hand, heart to heart. For a busy life. After university, my life changed a lot. I worked hard to become a doctor. Finally, I got my first job at a big hospital. It was a dream come true, but it was also very difficult. My days were long, sometimes 16 or 18 hours. I saw many patients every day, helping those who were very sick or badly hurt. There were often emergencies, which meant I had to work even faster and longer. I felt tired most of the time. My nights were short, with only a few hours of sleep before another busy day. Mike also started his new job after university. He worked for a big company and was very good at his work. He worked hard too, just like me. He often had important meetings, and sometimes he traveled to different cities for his work. One day, he called me with exciting news. His company offered him a special job in another country. It was a big chance for his career, a step forward for his future. He was happy about the offer, but I could also hear a little worry in his voice. He was thinking about us. Our lives quickly became very busy. We tried hard to find time to be together, but it was always a challenge. When I finished my long shifts at the hospital, Mike was often still working late or was away on a business trip. When Mike finally had some free time, I was usually still at the hospital, taking care of patients. We talked on the phone almost every night, sharing our day's stories. But it was not the same as holding hands or sharing a meal. We missed our walks in the park. We missed our nights eating cheap pizza and laughing. Our simple, strong love was still in our hearts, but it was harder to show it. The special moments we once shared became rare. We both had important dreams that we wanted to follow. I wanted to be a good doctor and help as many people as I could. Mike wanted to grow in his career and experience working in different places around the world. These dreams were very important to both of us. We understood each other's goals and supported them fully. But our busy jobs and our different paths started to pull us apart. We were slowly moving in different directions, like two small boats sailing away from each other on a wide, open ocean. We still loved each other very much. Our hearts felt connected, even when we were far apart. But the time we had for each other grew less and less. It was a new and difficult time for us. We knew that something had to change for our future, but we did not know what that change would be. 5. The hard decision. One evening, Mike came to Wendy's apartment. His face was serious and his eyes were sad. He sat next to her and took her hand. Wendy felt a strange feeling. Mike then spoke softly. He told her he got the dream job. It was the job he had always wanted. This job was far away in another country. He had to move soon, in just a few weeks. He also said he did not know when he would be able to come back home. Wendy's heart felt a sudden, sharp pain. The thought of Mike leaving made her feel very sad and alone. A tear formed, but she blinked it away. She looked at his face. She saw excitement and sadness in his eyes. She knew this was his big dream. It was his chance to do something great. How could she stop him? How could she ask him to stay? She knew she had to be strong, even though her heart was breaking. They talked for a very long time that night. They remembered all their happy times together. They spoke about their plans for the future. But now, their paths were taking them in different directions. Wendy had her life as a doctor, helping people. Mike had his new job abroad, a big step for his career. The distance between them would be huge. The time apart would be long. They knew it would be very hard to keep their love strong with so much space and time. It was the most difficult conversation they had ever had. Both of them cried. They still loved each other with all their hearts. Their deep love was not gone, but they understood something important. Sometimes, true love means making hard choices. It means letting the other person follow their own path, even if it hurts. It means wanting them to be happy and successful, even if you cannot be together every day. So, with heavy hearts, they made a hard decision. They decided to say goodbye. This goodbye was not because their love had ended. It was because they cared so much about each other's dreams. They wanted the best for each other. This goodbye was a sign of their deep respect and understanding. It was a brave and sad choice for two people who loved each other. They knew that sometimes love meant letting go for a while. 6, the last kiss. The airport was a very busy place. Many people walked quickly, pulling their bags. Planes made loud sounds as they took off or landed. Announcements played over the speakers in different languages. But for me, all the noise was gone. My world felt completely quiet. I only heard my heart. It beat a fast, sad rhythm inside my chest, like a drum saying goodbye. I held Mike's hand tightly. His fingers were warm and strong in mine, a comfort I knew I would soon lose. We walked slowly, very slowly, towards his departure gate. Every step felt heavy. Each step brought us closer to the moment he would leave. We did not want to reach the gate. We wanted time to stop. My eyes looked at his face, trying to remember every detail. His eyes looked at mine. I saw tears in his eyes, bright and wet. I felt a deep sadness in my chest. It was a burning feeling, like a cold fire inside me. We stopped just before the gate entrance. He turned to face me completely. His voice was very soft, almost a whisper, full of emotion. "I will miss you every single day, Wendy," he said. My throat felt tight. It was hard to breathe. It was even harder to speak. My own voice felt very small and weak when I finally answered. "I will miss you too, Mike," I said, trying to sound strong. Then we leaned in. We kissed. It was not a quick kiss. It was a soft kiss. It was a long kiss. It was a kiss full of all our love, all our shared memories, and all our sadness. It was our last kiss before he had to leave. I closed my eyes tightly. I wanted to stay in that moment forever. I wanted to forget the airport and the painful goodbye. But I knew I could not. Time kept moving forward. He slowly moved back, breaking our embrace. His eyes were still full of tears, mirroring my own. My own tears started to fall, warm and unstoppable. They ran down my cheeks, one after another. He gave me a small, weak smile. It was a sad smile, full of pain. Then he turned his body. He walked through the gate, not looking back at me. I stood there, watching him go. He became smaller and smaller in the distance. Then he was gone from my sight. My world felt very empty. The loud airport was still loud around me, but my heart was silent. It felt like a part of me had just walked away with him. I stood there for a long time, not moving. I just watched the empty gate. The last kiss was over. Our time together, for now, was over. I knew life would be very different now. It would be a life without Mike by my side. It was a hard truth to accept, a heavy weight on my soul. 7, life without him. Many days turned into many months. Life at the hospital was busy, as always. I worked hard, helping patients every day. I saw many people get better, and that felt good. But when I went home, my small apartment felt very empty. A part of me felt missing. The quiet of my evenings was a strong contrast to the busy noise of the hospital. Every morning, I woke up and started my work. I focused on my job. I talked to nurses and other doctors. I learned new things. But in my quiet moments, my mind often went back to Mike. I remembered his smile. I remembered the sound of his laugh. I remembered our last goodbye at the airport. Sometimes, when I saw a plane fly high in the sky, I thought of him far away and wondered what he was doing. Mike sent letters sometimes. They were not many, but they were important to me. Each letter came from a different place, a faraway country. He wrote about his new work and the new cities he saw. He was busy, and his life sounded full of new experiences. I was busy too, with my long shifts and my patience. But I always found time to read his words carefully, holding the paper gently in my hands. The letters were often short. They did not tell a long story, but every single letter ended with the same 3 words: I still love you. When I read these words, my heart felt a mix of feelings. It was warm because I knew he remembered me. But it was also sad because he was so far away. Those words were a small light in my quiet days, a sign that our connection was not broken. I did not go out with other people. Some kind friends asked me to meet new men, but I always said no. My heart was not ready for anyone else. It was still Mike's heart. I could not forget him, and I did not want to. My love for him stayed strong, even with the long distance between us. I felt a deep loyalty that kept me from looking for someone new. Life without Mike was different. It was quieter. The colors of the world seemed a little less bright. I often looked at old photos of us together. Seeing his happy face made me smile, but then the feeling of emptiness came back quickly. I missed our simple moments, like walking in the park or eating pizza together. These small things now felt like big treasures. I did not know when Mike would come back. I did not even know if he would come back. But I kept a small hope in my heart. His last words at the airport and the words in his letters were like a promise. "I still love you" was a hope I held onto every day. I lived my life, but a part of me was always waiting. My days were full of my work, but my heart held a quiet space, a space that only Mike could fill. My love for him stayed true across many miles and many months. 8. A new start. The hospital doors closed behind me. It was late, and the streetlights were already on, shining brightly in the dark evening. I felt very tired after a long day of work. My feet hurt, and my mind was still thinking about all the patients I had seen. I just wanted to go home and rest. I looked up at the quiet, dark sky, wishing for a peaceful night. The air was cool, and a soft wind blew my hair. Then, I saw someone standing near the hospital gate. He was looking at the ground, perhaps waiting for someone. My heart made a small jump. Could it be? I looked again, my eyes wide with surprise. It was a man, tall, with dark hair. As he slowly lifted his head, I saw his face clearly in the light from the street lamp. My breath stopped in my throat. It was Mike. My Mike, standing right there. His smile was still the same warm smile I remembered from years ago. It made my heart feel light and hopeful. But his eyes were a little different. They were not the young, carefree eyes I knew from university days. They looked a little tired, a little older, and full of thought. They looked like they had seen many places and many things. They were full of new stories, stories I did not know yet, stories of his time far away. He took a step towards me, and a wave of emotions washed over me. "Wendy," he said, his voice a little deeper than I remembered, but still kind. "I came back for you." My eyes immediately filled with tears, happy tears this time. He continued, his voice soft. "I don't want to lose any more time without you. It was too long, too hard to be apart." His words were simple, but they meant everything to me, more than any long speech. I started to cry, but a small laugh came out too. It was a strange mix of feelings, sadness and joy all at once. All the pain from the past months, all the loneliness, all the long, silent waiting, it suddenly felt like it was gone. It was over. The empty days were finished now, replaced by this incredible moment. I felt a huge weight lift from my shoulders, a weight I had carried for so long. I ran to him without thinking. We held each other tightly. His arms around me felt so good, so right, so familiar. It was a strong hug, full of all the feelings we could not share for a very long time. It felt like coming home after a very long journey, a journey I did not even know I was on. It felt like I was finally in the place I belonged, in the arms of the person I loved the most. That kiss at the airport, The one I thought was our last goodbye was not the end. It was not the final moment of our love story. It was a turning point. It was the end of a sad chapter, a difficult time in our lives. But now it was clear. That kiss was only the start of something new, something much better. Our love had stayed alive, even across the world, even through many months of silence. This time we would be together. This time we would not let go of each other. This was our new start, and it felt wonderful, full of promise for the future.